What if I told you that being lazy isn't the problem? In fact, what if laziness could be your secret weapon? Yep, you heard me right. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn laziness into your biggest asset. This could change the way you look at productivity forever. We've been told all our lives that laziness is something to overcome. Stop being lazy, work harder, they say. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if laziness could actually help you get more done with less stress? Today, we're diving into the world of productive laziness and exploring how some of the most successful people use their laziness to work smarter, not harder. Let's be real. Everyone feels lazy sometimes. Maybe it's lying in bed hitting snooze over and over, or scrolling endlessly on your phone, knowing you've got a to-do list waiting. And it's frustrating, right? You want to be productive, to achieve more, but laziness just seems to get in the way. It's like this invisible barrier that keeps holding you back. But here's the thing. What if laziness itself isn't actually the problem? What if the real issue is the way we approach productivity? Because here's a truth you might not know. Some of the most efficient, successful people are actually lazy. They're just smart about it. Part 1. Reframe how you see laziness. Let's start by changing our perspective. When we think of laziness, we usually think of lying around, procrastinating, wasting time. But what if we looked at laziness as a natural instinct? Think about it. Humans are wired to seek the easiest, most efficient way to get things done. It's basic survival. Instead of fighting that, what if we harnessed it? Being lazy doesn't mean doing nothing. It means being selective. Laziness can push you to find shortcuts, to eliminate tasks that don't matter, and to streamline processes that waste your time. So, rather than shaming yourself for feeling lazy, embrace it as a tool. Part 2. The Pareto Principle. Do more by doing less. Ever heard of the 80-20 rule? It's also called the Pareto Principle, and it's one of the simplest ways to hack your productivity. The idea is that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. Think about that. Most of what you do every day is probably just fluff. Instead of feeling guilty for not wanting to do everything, use your lazy side to identify what really matters. Look at your tasks and ask yourself, if I could only do 1 or 2 things today, what would make the biggest difference? By focusing on just the top 20% of high-impact activities, you can achieve more while doing less. That's laziness working for you, not against you. Part 3. Delegation, the ultimate lazy strategy. Next up is delegation. We often think we have to do everything ourselves to be successful, but that's a huge myth. Imagine being able to offload tasks that don't need your personal attention. Successful people know how to hand things off so they can focus on what only they can do best. This could mean delegating at work, or even using apps and automation to handle small tasks. If you're too lazy to handle the repetitive stuff, you're actually in great company. A lot of the most productive people find ways to offload or outsource anything that doesn't require their specific skill set. Part 4. The Pomodoro Technique, Productivity in Sprints. Now let's talk about a practical way to make laziness work for you. The Pomodoro Technique. This is perfect for anyone who feels overwhelmed at the thought of working for hours on end. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 25 minutes, work on a single task without interruptions, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break. These short, intense bursts make it easy to stay focused without burning out. And here's where the laziness comes in. By giving yourself frequent breaks, you're not forcing yourself to stay glued to your desk. You're making room for rest and recharging. Laziness can be about balance, not burnout. Part 5. Embrace productive procrastination. Believe it or not, there's even a way to make procrastination work in your favor. This is called productive procrastination. The idea is simple. If you're putting off one important task, use that time to tackle smaller, less critical tasks. So instead of scrolling on social media, maybe you organize your workspace or catch up on emails. You're still making progress, even if it's not on the original task. Over time, this habit helps you manage your energy without feeling totally unproductive. Part 6. Set clear boundaries to recharge. A key aspect of making laziness work for you is knowing when to stop working. We live in a culture that glorifies the grind and hustle, but the truth is, you need boundaries to recharge effectively. Studies show that pushing yourself too hard for too long leads to burnout, and it's incredibly counterproductive. So, use your laziness to set hard stops. Create a cutoff time for work each day and stick to it. By doing this, you'll actually feel more energized when it's time to work again, and you'll get more done in less time. Part 7. lazy but consistent habits. Let's talk about the power of small, consistent actions. This is perfect for anyone who feels too lazy to tackle big goals all at once. The key here is to break things down into tiny, manageable pieces and build from there. This could mean spending just 5 minutes on a project every day instead of waiting for a big chunk of time you may never get. Over time, these small steps add up. You don't have to be motivated every day. You just need to be consistent. So, if you're too lazy to do an hour workout, do 10 minutes. If you're too lazy to read a book, read 1 page a day. The goal is to stay moving, even if it's slow. Here's the big takeaway. Laziness isn't the enemy. In fact, it's a tool that can help you cut out unnecessary work, prioritize what matters, and get things done in a way that feels sustainable. Imagine a life where you achieve your goals without burning out, where you don't have to fight against yourself every day. That's the real power of using laziness to your advantage. The moment you stop seeing laziness as a weakness, you start seeing it as a strategic advantage. So, let's recap. Laziness doesn't have to be the thing holding you back. It can actually be your greatest strength. By reframing how we see laziness, using techniques like the Pareto principle and the Pomodoro technique, and setting up healthy boundaries, we can tap into a new, more sustainable approach to productivity. This isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing what matters. Next time you feel lazy, ask yourself, how can I use this to work smarter, not harder? You might just be surprised at how much you can achieve. If you want to learn more hacks like this, make sure to check out our next video. See you there.